Hello everyone and welcome back to Starcraft 2. My name is Squallcasting. I really love Starcraft 2 and I like casting games of it. For this particular match, we have vVvPoser going up against vVvSontran, two members of the vVv team, of which I am a part. So, for those of you who watch my stuff on a somewhat regular basis, you may be wondering, Squall, what happened? I thought you died. I didn't actually die. I do, in fact, still exist. I like existing. It's a good thing to do. I was just really busy. I just got off of working 18 days in a row. The family pet died a week ago. And I was watching a crazy amount of GSL. And all these things kind of came together. And, you know, it's mentally taxing stuff. Especially the working for almost, 2.5 weeks or something like that in a row. And then the family pet dying, very, very sad. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to stop casting for a while because of all the stuff going on. But it's my day off now. I feel much more rested. I had a chance to sleep in. It was glorious. And feeling a lot better. So I decided, you know what, time to dust off the casting gloves. I indeed have gloves that I wear while I cast. Not actually, because that would be ridiculous. And, yeah, see what happens. So, Sontran is currently in the Diamond League. We followed a few of his games before. He had been training very hard. The very first time I ever saw him play, he was, in fact, in Gold. And that was, I think, 4 months ago. So, he has been improving. And, Poser, can't quite recall what league he's in. I think he might be one of our Masters players. But, regardless, he's pretty good. But, let's see what happens. And this is, of course, a custom game. As you can see, Sontran is green. Poser is blue. Fortunately, they didn't do purple and green. If I recall correctly, those are the two colors that are just horrible to have together. Especially if one of them's a Zerg. Purple Zerg is like, well, look at the mini-map. Then it's like purple on like the purple of the creep. Yeah, good luck with that. And we'll just follow this SCP honest journey. I learned something on a Fun Day Monday by Sean Day 9 Plot the other day, and he told me that Control-Shift-F makes it so that the screen will permanently follow a unit. I am currently playing hands-free. So, thank you, Sean, for teaching me on a Fun Day Monday where normally we don't learn how to play better. Or in this case, cast better. I guess that wasn't really a case of learning to play better, that was just a case of learning to cast better, which is different. Well, whatever. Anyways, Sontran, expanding. He does have both gases, so definitely wants to tech on it up. Poser, on the other hand, 0 gases. Third hatch is on the way. And since I've been watching so much GSL, I figure we'll talk about that a little bit. If you haven't watched the Season 4 finals yet, I highly advise you just turn off this video right now and go watch that first. I'm about to spoil it. Oh my goodness, was that ever amazing. First time we have ever had a Royal Rotor, which is when someone comes into the GSL, it's their first time in the GSL, and then they just win the GSL. Yeah, Startail Life won the entire thing. Kid's like 15 years and 9 months or something. Like, he's so young. Youngest GSL champion ever. And the first GSL champion ever to win in their first time in the Code S. So, that was pretty unbelievable. Like, I really didn't think he would win. But, I suspect maybe well, yeah, definitely a factor was, his opponent MVP had a pinched nerve in his neck, and he has been dealing with that all season. And, pinched nerves in the neck are really bad. They just kind of mess up everything. And, like, sometimes his hands go numb when he plays, so he can't micro as well, and, things like that. So it really does make a big difference, and, injury while playing video games competitively is much more common than you might think. Like, you're sitting in a chair, what's going to happen? Well, arthritis, carpal tunnel. Well, I guess arthritis is more of an age issue, I think. I'm not a biology major, so if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But, yeah, there's just a variety of things that can happen because, maybe your posture isn't the best. You're doing lots of repetitive actions with your hands, and that can just cause problems. So, It does happen. MVP was battling through that, and that could have been a factor in why Life was able to take him out. But watching Life play was really cool. He plays very aggressively. He plays with a lot of speedlings, and just does like run-bys like everywhere at once. Oh, so good. Can't wait to see more of him in Season 5. So, I'll take a look at what's going on here. So, Sontran, getting a Banshee, getting some Hellions, getting another command center. Looks like he might be going for mech play. He's not adding on any more barracks, so this would seem to indicate mech play to me. Poser, on the other hand, what does he even have? I haven't been paying any attention to the tech at all. Okay, he's only got the spawning pool. Oh, Hellions running on by, roasting quite a lot of drones. 9 killed so far. Now, this is working out pretty well for Sontran. Uh-oh, lots and lots of queens, though. And Hellions, not so great against queens, so... Altogether, got 10 drones for the cost of 2 Hellions. And if my math is correct, which it is sometimes is not, 10 drones for 2 Hellions is a really good trade. Yeah. Math. Yay. So, Poser is getting a Spire. Getting a Spire, guys. Oh man, sometimes I just feel like a bad caster when I haven't cast for such a long time because my sentences just don't join together quite as seamlessly as I would like. Sontran looks like he's going for some multi-pronged harassment, sending the Banshee down here and then across into the main. There is, however, a Spore Caller. So the Banshee won't be quite as effective as I would like. And here come the Hellions. A little bit of a wall off, slowing them down very slightly, but not by a lot. Not many drones here, though. Where are all the drones? Well, the Hellions don't care. They're just going to go up into the main now. And here we go. He will see those Spore Callers, so hopefully he will turn that Banshee around. Actually, no, the Banshee's just kind of sitting there. Oh, that's fine. No big deal. But, yeah, these Hellions doing a lot of work. And, uh-oh, Banshee's going for it. And yeah, it looks like they'll go down. Not very unfortunate. But yeah, those Hellions are just... That Hellion, wow. 20 kills. Let's take a look at the warfare counts. Yep, Poser down in drone compared to Sontran's SCV count. Never, ever a good situation for the Zerg player. Poser is still droning pretty heavily, though. He should be back up. Yeah, there we go. Now he's pulled even. Although I would give Sontran an edge just thanks to those mules, which are totally OP. So, what is Poser going to do now? Well, he's getting air attack upgrades, so... Random idle ground. But yes, air attack upgrades. Sometimes I'm ADD when I cast, man. So, I would assume that Poser wants to eventually move into Broodlords. Can't really see him getting Mutas at this stage. Especially since Sontran scouted that. Actually, did Sontran see it? Well, he saw it morphing. I don't know if he actually clicked on it, so it could be he doesn't know about that. And seeing as he's not putting up any turrets, that seems to be... Oh, never mind. Turret right there. And looks like we got a few others building and some Thors. So, okay, he knows the Spire is out. But, interestingly, Poser still doesn't seem to be getting any air units. And, oh man, these Banshees just... continuing to wreck the economy. Poser has been struggling keeping his drone count up all day long. And very nice transfuse. Manages to save the Queen. Yeah, it looks like the Banshees are just going to flip on out. Slip on out, fly on out, cruise on out. Whatever pairing of adjectives you prefer. Is that adjectives? Is like flip, like sliding out an adjective? I actually have no clue. And this coming from a guy who minored in English for 2 years at university. Oh man. I am clearly not a good English student anymore. Not that I ever was. So yeah. Banshees do return home. And what else do we have going on? Blue Flame is on the way. +1 vehicle weapon. High-sec auto tracking, that's kind of nice. That will of course give the turrets 2 additional range. So that way they can shoot meatless from further. And okay, well, it looks like Poser just decided to do Mutas super late. Feels a little bit weird to me, but you know, maybe just it's all the drones dying delayed it by a lot because he wasn't able to get gas. I'm not sure. Either way, we'll get the Banshee and taking out a lot of SCVs as well. Squallcasting not responding to this quite as well as he would like. Thor is on the way though. But that's enough banshees that he should be able to just magic box it. And it looks like he's just going to pull back. Take out a few more SCVs. Just barely doesn't lose that Mulus. Wow, that dude's lucky. At 2 HP for a second now. Yeah, so let's take a look at the work accounts again. Poser up to 72 now. Feels like a pretty decent number to me. I seem to recall the optimal amount for 3 bases like 80 or something. Definitely a little bit oversaturated here, undersaturated here. That looks about right to me. And Sontran very intelligently putting up a nice little depot wall there to prevent lane run-bys. Always fantastic. Fly attack level 2 is on the way. But Poser has not yet gotten his hive. Infestation Pit is on the way though, so he will have that pretty soon. And here we go, the flock of mutas, the murder of mulisks. As someone said once, I can't really provide proper attribution. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of mulisks. Holy. Wow. Okay, well those Thors dealt with those mutas very effectively. Wow, that was brutal. Poser can't be very happy about that. But, yeah. Okay, well, so the Mutalisk aggression has been dealt with very thoroughly. Poser really didn't accomplish much at all. He killed some SCVs, but not enough to justify all the gas that's been sunk into those. And I would say those are not quite paperweights. He'll still be able to bounce around and at least keep Sontran on his toes, but he's got turrets up in a variety of locations now. And those turrets should generally buy him enough time to start moving his army down. So, what else do we have going on here? Take a look at the production tab. Got an attack coming on here. Fight goes down. That guy was way too brave for his own good, man. And, okay, Sontran's moving down. And, oh, looks like we got a huge flood of links as well. How many Hellions are there? Not quite enough. Oh no, all the Hellions get taken out very quickly. Sontran looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. The Lings do all get taken out though. And the Mulisks are forced to retreat, all very orange. Orbital gets lifted up just in time. Still a few Lings just kind of chipping away. That's what they do. You know, I really shouldn't take breaks from casting, should I? Like, my casting today honestly feels very subpar. Like, I'm just kind of like, stuff's happening. What do I say to Like, you would think it would be better given how much GSL I've watched. But all this really proves is that watching Tasteless and Artosis doesn't actually make you a better caster. You kind of need to, like, actually cast to be a better caster. Yeah, logic. So, Greater Power is on the way. Looks like behind that aggression, Poser did get his hive finished up. And Sontran hasn't quite reestablished his third yet. Should do that really soon. Definitely needs to. Now, what's he making now? More Thors. He doesn't seem to know that Broodlords are on the way, and nope, he doesn't know that's a Greater Spire yet. Hopefully he scans at some point, because he needs to ramp up his Viking production soon if he's going to have any hope of dealing with that many Broodlords. Hellions cruise by and confirm that yes, indeed, there are still a lot of Mulisks, and then die. Not very sad for them. Okay, third base re-established, and vehicle plating just about to finish up, making those Thors ever slightly more durable. And, you know what I just thought of? Like, I've always felt like Thors are one of those units where you feel they feel like they should be better than they are. Like, when they're fighting ground units, they're like, oh man, 66 damage for every volley? Like, that's crazy. But then when they have, like, 50 Zerglings, it doesn't matter, because there's so many Zerglings, you can't kill them in any reasonable amount of time. And Zerglings actually do decent DPS, so they just chew apart the Thors. I feel like Thors, this would probably be totally imbalanced, but I would love it if there was, like, say, an upgrade you could get, like, I don't know, at the armory or something, or maybe a tech lab after there's an armory, that gave Thors like a small splash radius on their ground attacks. If I recall correctly, I think the Odin, the special Thor in the single-player campaign, I'm pretty sure its attacks had a splash. So you put that upgrade in there, and all of a sudden Thors are actually reasonable against mass ground units. Yeah. Oh, whatever. They definitely are one of the coolest units in the game, in my most humble opinion. I mean, they're mechas, essentially. Now, if only they could attach jetpacks onto them and fly around like Gundams. Oh, man. That would be amazing. I am a bit of a Gundam fan, I will admit. Although I haven't actually watched that many. My favorite, though, is Gundam 00, by far, no question. So, Poser has managed to accumulate quite a few Broodlords, making even more. Money scan goes down. Sontran knows what's up now. Oh, wow. 5 Vikings at a time. So, at some point, he threw down a bunch of starports, got reactors on them, and is now making a lot of Vikings. So, that will help him tremendously. I don't think he has any air attacks upgrades. So, he won't be crazily good against them. But then again, Poser doesn't exactly have armor upgrades on these either. Just the attack upgrades to make them even more scary. Ugh, this halls in my mouth is... Have you ever had it when you've got a halls in your mouth to keep you from coughing and generally being gross like I currently do? And, like, I've just kind of tucked it into my cheek, so it's marinating in my saliva and just slowly releasing, you know, the menthol or whatever it is that helps make you not cough. But the problem is, as it's slowly melting, it's starting to gain these, like, edges. So, like, as I'm talking, it's starting to cut into my cheek pouch. It's not very pleasant, man. So every once in a while I have to kind of, like, shift it to keep my mouth from, like, bleeding. Looks like we will have a big engagement here pretty soon. This is a lot of Broodlords, but there's a decent number of Vikings. It'll definitely take Sontran a while to kill all those. And he actually can't make any more Vikings because, well, he's maxed. And Poser isn't, yeah. Looks like he wants to move out, though. The Thors will deal decently against the Broodlords if the Broodlords clump up at all. Which they do kind of tend to do. I mean, look at that. That's so clumped. But if Poser manages to split them up a little bit before the engagement, they will deal much better with these Thors. The big question is, how will these Vikings fare in terms of thinning out the Horde? Poser does have a lot of Mutalisks. Mutalisks are reasonable against Vikings, but I don't think Poser isn't comfortable engaging in quite yet. See, Chainsaw, of course, shelling away, and oh, here we go. Broodlords are moving in. Here come the Vikings. Volleys and volleys of missiles colliding into the Broodlord Surge Flyer carapace, causing them to explode in clouds of blood. Here come all the mutas, but the Thors do repel the mutas pretty much instantaneously. And here we go. The mutas are in the fray once again, but the Thors repelling them so well. And the Viking camp really hasn't been thinned down, but it looks like Sontran's ground army is slowly evaporating. And I can't tell too well what's going on. Yeah, he's not got much left. But pretty soon, he's going to be out of air forces. And what do we have going on as far as production? So there's a trillion roaches coming out, which feels like a good idea. He has killed off all of the tanks. And once all the tanks are gone, roaches actually deal pretty decently against replenishing armies. Roaches are one of those units where they tend to work better in smaller groups against smaller armies. When you get to, like, max armies, they're not very good. So flooding roaches seems reasonable to me. Personally, I would have preferred to see him flood lings, and then just send lings, like, everywhere. You know, he certainly got the bang for it. But, well, Sontran slowly killing all the Broodlords. Looks like there's some infestors now. I don't know where those were in the last battle. Those must be... Those actually would have made a big difference. I don't think I saw them in the battle. That's a bit concerning. Planetary is about to finish, but these roaches are pretty much going to two-shot this thing. Cancel, 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 please cancel. Oh gosh. The waste. But, what does Sontran have going on here? He's still got a lot of Vikings. He's getting Terran Vehicle Weapons level 3. So this is a very nicely upgraded mech army. And Poser, well, he's replenished with roaches, but they only have armor. They don't have attack. So you might struggle a little bit against this mech competition. Infestors have a decent amount of energy. Not all of them have a fungal available, though. Sontran forced to lift up there. When is he going to respond? I feel like he needs to soon. Guess he's waiting for a few more Thors. And Poser denies the third quite adroitly. I may use a word I heard at some point. I don't quite remember what it means. But I'm going to say it. Here we go, though. Big attack coming down. The Vikings starting to land. They aren't very good on the ground, but they do at least something. But now the Thors aren't able to attack, and this is not a good move by Sontran. I would have liked to have seen him fly the Vikings, like, say, here and then landed them, then had, like, a nice little pincer. That said, though, there seems to be enough Thors, though, that they are repelling everything. SCVs all on mass auto-repair, keeping the Thors alive. Not very fantastic. Some infested Terrans go down to delay the army. That way Poser can run his infestors on home. And both players kind of sitting back, licking their wounds a little bit. Even Poser's going, okay, truce. It's okay. We'll just take it easy for a minute. Just take it easy for a minute. And then we'll resume fighting. Wait, what? No! No! Oh, my face! Actually on hold position. That's a bit hilarious. Well, Poser clearly doesn't care about roaches. Pretty soon he's going to have the roaches worker union on strike, saying that they want better protections and rights for the average everyday roach. Because Poser doesn't treat him well. He treats him like cannon fodder, man. Even Lings get treated better than roaches in Poser's army. But Sontran has managed to regroup nicely. Got a decent force here. Quite a few Thors. Very Thor-centric army. And uh-oh. We have Ultralists. That's so many Ultralists. Oh my goodness. And that's a bit scary. And I feel like now Sontran might want to look at getting those strike cannons. Because strike cannons pretty decent against Ultras. In fact, strike cannons will one-shot Ultras. I'm reasonably certain they ignore the armor when it shoots. But here we go. Siege tanks are sieging up, but that is so many Ultralists. Will the Thors be able to deal with it? The Ultras are melting pretty quickly, and Poser just had a very poor engagement angle there, and is forced to fall back. Sontran continuing to push forward. He has the watchtower, so now he does indeed have sight over the area. More tanks slowly stutter-stepping their way forward. And this base under siege once again. Poser decided to take this base, even though that would normally be Sontran's base. This is a pretty crazy macro game, guys. Both players have so much money in the bank. Sontran's only real weakness there is that he doesn't have much gas. These Vikings, though, could all go down those fungals. And that could even trigger a tech switch, or not a tech switch, but an army switch by Poser. Switch back into Broodlords now that those Vikings have been dealt with. But for now, he's sticking with a Roach Ultra Force. Here we go, Roach is surging in once again. So many Ultras, they're dying very quickly though. Because Thors have so much DPS, that's a lot of tanks. And a lot of Roaches, but I think it's going to be a little bit too much for Poser. As all the Roaches do evaporate. He is flooding Roaches once again, and Corruptors. And as long as you keep some free supply, you will be able to make those into Broodlords instantly. So I can't really deal with those now. Sontran continuing to push forward. I think this may be a mistake. If those Broodlords catch his force, you're going to be in trouble. But it'll be a little while before the Broodlords are out, though, so we can at least push forward, deal a little bit more damage. Here we go. Okay, Vikings are on the way, so Sontran has a sense that Poser's going for this switch. Very intelligent of him. And Poser might not have time to get those Broodlords up. He doesn't have much of a standing army here, and the standing army he has is really bad against what Sontran has here. Fully upgraded siege tanks are crazy, man. You don't even know. I think that Thor had 21 kills right before it died. I didn't really get a chance to look thoroughly, but yeah, these Roaches just melting beneath the withering fire of these Thors and siege tanks. I almost said Thors and Ultralisks. That would have been silly. Since when have Terrans been able to build Ultralisks? Well, in Heart of the Swarm, they get an ability called Bioengineering, wherein they can pick one Zerg unit to create, and create that Zerg unit. I don't know, whatever. Screw it. That would actually be fun, though. I mean, I guess that's kind of what they were going for with that, what was that unit called? Oh, wow. A lot of Broodlords, here we go. The Vikings are here, and Poser doesn't really seem to have any anti-air left. He made them all into Broodlords. So these Broodlords are going to die pretty quick. Sontran needs to pull back with this force, though. Even the drones coming to not fight. Okay. Guess they're just transferring. Never mind. And Sontran's ground army is pretty much evaporating through all these Broodlords. But now all the Broodlords are dead again. Oh, man. There's a lot of death and destruction going on. Take a look at these tabs. They have lost almost combined 100,000 in resources. How many resources are there even on the map? Has anyone ever mapped that? Like how many resources there are on a map, like how many minerals, and how much gas? I would actually be interested in that number. Like what is theoretically the highest you can get in this unit's lost tab? Because, you know, once you run out of resources, you're out. I don't know. Well, in any case, Sontran with a fleet of Vikings. I think he may have overdone it a little bit, but I guess he just doesn't want to have to deal with Broodlords ever again. So he just made a lot of Vikings. And fortunately for him, there aren't any infestors in this force. Because if there were some infestors, he would probably lose a lot of these Vikings. And Zerglings, very sad that they don't have the ability to attack air. So looks like this base was killed at some point, the one that Poser was trying to take. But he's going to try to take it again, I guess. More Hellion run-bys going on, because Hellion run-bys are always a good thing to do at any time of the day, any time of the year, all seasons, in all weather conditions. Actually, you know what I would love? Okay, if, like, you know, all different maps, there's like different tile sets, right? Different environments and stuff. You know, so right now we're on like a space tile set, where they're on space and it's all like concrete and stuff, right? And then I think there's like a jungle tile set, so it's like dirt and grass and stuff. I want them to make like an Arctic tile set. I think that's actually coming in Heart of the Swarm, but make it actually affect how units move. So like if you're a Marine and you're running forward and you decide to stop, you're going to slide for a little while. If you try to like turn around entirely, you actually like slip and fall and slide. Banelings, if they commit in, they are committed, man, because they're rolling. You try to turn them around, they won't stop. They'll just keep rolling until they hit something. They're like bowling pins, man. Not bowling pins, bowling balls. What am I saying? So just imagine what it would be like if you're a Hellion and you're running on ice. You try to turn around, you're not turning, man. You see the model like swivel because he's trying to turn, but he just keeps sliding. Oh, man. I mean, it would completely screw over game balance, but it would be hilarious. Hopefully someone makes a custom map like that at some point. That would be fun. I would play that map. So, yeah. We're moving into kind of the ultra late game at this point. I feel like Poser has an edge, somewhat, just because he has the base and Sontran hasn't punished him for it. This base completely mined out. This base, halfway. More like, well, 2/3. Halfway, I don't know. This base almost mined out. And, yeah, Sontran needs to look at trying to take out this base in a real hurry, because he needs those resources if they're going to come into a super long game. But that said, Sontran does have a little bit more bank, at least as far as minerals go. So you will be able to continue building Hellions. This will then dot lanes. Excellent. And here we go. Sontran looks like he's going for it now. That's a lot of roaches. But this is also a lot of siege tanks. Watch what happens to the Roach Army. Boom! That's a lot of dead roaches. And you can't even see them anymore, man. Their parts just get like vaporized. Only little splotches of blood left. So, yeah, I don't think this base is going to exist for too much longer. Sontran just needs to be sure he doesn't get his entire army caught unseen, because that would be really bad. Here come a bunch of infestors, funneling a little bit of that army. So the extractor, and a lot of... How many drones were in there, man? A lot. There's my answer. So, yeah, neither player really wanted to engage. Poser looks like he's going for it. Might be able to take out this base, or at least force a lift. That would be good. But here come all these roaches. Sontran, is he going to pull back? I feel like he needs to. He needs the space, man. Oh, no. Oh, lifting just in time. Excellent. And Sontran looks like he's just going to split his attentions. His army kind of spread out a little bit. I don't know about this. These tanks are all just going to die. The roaches slowly pushing forward. He needs the Hellions there. Oh, Sontran with a bit of a tactical blunder, losing a lot of siege tanks. And, hasn't even taken out this base yet. Needs to do that soon. There we go. Looks like he's pushing forward now. So he will deny it. Hopefully he will try to take it at some point. Could even lift this orbital. Just move it over. Don't need to build a new one, man. And there it goes. Man. If I'd known this game was this long, I would not have cast this as my first game to cast after like a 3-week break. Casting these games was hard, man. This is a test of endurance. Like, if I had an assistant, I'd be like, assistant, get me like a glass of water so I can drink it, but I don't have an assistant right now. And my wife is currently unavailable, so she can't listen to me talking and get me a glass of water when I say that. Oh. Well, contract dropping some mules at this base for long-distance mule mining, I guess. Why not? And here we go, another engagement going down. Tank sieging up. Huge fungals going down on so many units. These tanks, though, look like they will be enough to clean up what Poser has here. And I feel like if it continues at this sort of pace with Poser just making lots of roaches, Sontran will be able to win eventually. He's just got so much money. I feel like Sontran should look at just making tons and tons of Hellions. Like, Hellions aren't great against roaches, but when you have like a trillion Hellions against a trillion roaches, you just run all the Hellions up, and then the splash damage actually ends up working out for you. Sontran, though, pulling a whole bunch of SCVs so that way they can do that mass auto repair. Very fantastic. Uh-oh. Pearl roaches coming up. What's gonna happen? Oh. What's that? Wait, he has detection now? Oh, he scanned here. Well, fantastic. Roaches unburrowing and dying pretty much instantly, but also killing a Thor as well. Very excellent. And does manage to take out a few more tanks. Good move. Sontran in the past listening to me and making lots of Hellions. Very excellent. And Sontran just slowly pulling ahead in the supply. I feel like Poser's kind of like, what do I do? I don't know what to do in this situation. Zero parasiting on Thor, always excellent to do until the Infestor gets blown to bits. And then it doesn't work so well anymore. That's a lot of Overlords. I just saw this enormous blob. I'm like, what is that? Oh, it's an Overlord camp. They're just all hanging out. Sontran, though, looks like he's gonna pull back. He needs to go clear this creep tumor, man. That's why he can't get his orbital landed there. Land! Well, Poser is starting to run out of mining bases, and Lunda's base was not good for him at all. Because that was one of his few mining bases. And he's just staying on this roach style. I don't know why. It just doesn't work well against this mech army. Not so effective. There goes another base. Sontran slowly choking his opponent to death with a silk scarf. Poser coming up once again to try, but siege tanks pretty good against roaches. But does Sontran have any mining left? I think that's the only mineral patch that's actually active, guys. He needs to redistribute some of his SCVs to more effective. Actually, how many does he have left? Okay, 37. This game's ridiculous, man. 45 minutes. No end in sight quite yet. I think Sontran might have it just because Poser's out of money. In fact, does he have any income at all right now? Nope. And what does he have in units? 44 roaches against 12 Thors. I'm not sure I've ever seen this many Thors in a game. I may have, but I didn't count it. And I don't think Poser has what it takes to deal with this, guys. Goes around some burrowed roaches, but Thor's effective against burrowed roaches, not so effective against unburrowed roaches, though. The harsh reality of counters. And Sontran looks like, Poser looks like he's just going around trying to pick off reinforcements where he can, which is probably a good move, but how's he going to deal with this main army? And the answer is he's not. He's got no income and no money. And I think we might actually see a GG pretty soon here because Poser's starting to run out of stuff. Sontran's still building Thors. Actually, he isn't. False statement. Never mind. World Roaches flying once again. Unburrow. Death, destruction, chaos. And looks like it's not quite working out. Sontran with over triple his opponent's supply. Actually, 4 times his opponent's supply. And GG. Sontran wins. Very fantastic. Yeah, I'm actually going to go ahead and say that's the reason Poser lost. He had so many Broodlords, and he didn't have Infestors under them. And Broodlord Infestor is like the way to go. You don't just go for one or the other. It doesn't work. So, yeah. Oh, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I do apologize for the awkwardness of the cast because, you know, I haven't casted in a long time, and apparently I forgot how to cast. But I'm going to relearn it, and then hopefully I will do better. Just to let you guys know, as far as my casting plans in the coming weeks and months, I don't think I'll be returning to my high of like 10 games a week. You know, it's up to like 10, 15 games a week. I was doing that for a while. I don't think I'll be happening again for a while. Life's just too busy for me. Christmas is coming. That's always a very busy time of year for me. So I'm just going to be focusing on doing, 2-3 casts a week, minimum. Or 1 or 2, I don't know. We'll see. But once Heart of the Swarm comes out, expect to see me return in full force with lots and lots of casts because it's Heart of the Swarm and yay. So, yeah, thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.